Hey, welcome to lesson 137 in A Course in Miracles. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. Today's idea remains the central thought on which salvation rests. For healing is the opposite of all the world's ideas which dwell on sickness and on separate states. Sickness is a retreat from others and a shutting off of joining. It becomes a door that closes on a separate self and keeps it isolated and alone. Sickness is isolation, for it seems to keep oneself apart from all the rest, to suffer what the others do not feel. It gives the body final power to make the separation real and keep the mind in solitary prison, split apart and held in pieces by a solid wall of sickened flesh which it cannot surmount. The world obeys the laws that sickness serves, but healing operates apart from them. It is impossible that anyone be healed alone. In sickness, must he be apart and separate? But healing is his own decision to be one again and to accept his higher self with all its parts intact and unassailed. In sickness does his self appear to be dismembered and without the unity that gives it life. But healing is accomplished as he sees the body has no power to attack the universal oneness of God's Son. Sickness would prove that lies must be truth, but healing demonstrates that truth is true. The separation sickness would impose has never really happened. To be healed is merely to accept what always has been the simple truth and always will remain exactly as it is forever. Yet eyes accustomed to illusions must be shown what they look upon as false. So healing never needed be by the truth must demonstrate that sickness is not real. Healing might thus be called a counter dream, which cancels out the dream of sickness in the name of truth, but in truth, not in truth itself. Just as forgiveness overlooks all sins that were never accomplished, healing but removes illusions that have not occurred. Just as the world will arise to take the place of what has never been at all, healing but offers restitution for imagined states and false ideas which dreams embroider into pictures of the truth. Yet think not healing is unworthy of your function here, for Antichrist becomes more powerful than Christ to those who dream the world is real. The body seems to be more solid and more stable than the mind, and love becomes a dream, while fear remains the one reality that can be seen and justified and fully understood. Just as forgiveness shines away all sin, and the real world will occupy the place of what you made, so healing must replace the fantasies of sickness which you hold before the simple truth. When sickness has been seen to disappear in spite of all the laws that hold it cannot but be real, then questions have been answered, and the laws can be no longer cherished nor obeyed. Healing is freedom, for it demonstrates that dreams will not prevail against the truth. Healing is shared, and by this attribute it proves that laws, unlike the ones which hold that sickness is inevitable, are more potent than their sickly opposites. Healing is strength, for by its gentle hand is weakness overcome, and minds that were walled off within a body free to join with others' minds to be forever strong. Healing, forgiveness, and the glad exchange of all the world of sorrow for a world where sadness cannot enter are means by which the Holy Spirit urges you to follow Him. His gentle lessons teach how easily salvation can be yours, how little practice you need undertake to let His laws replace the ones you made to hold yourself a prisoner to death. His life becomes your own as you extend that little help He asks in freeing you from everything that ever caused you pain. And as you let yourself be healed, you see all those around you, or who cross your mind, or whom you touch, or those whom seem to have no contact with you, healed along with you. Perhaps you will not recognize them all, nor realize how great your offering to all the world. When you let go when you let healing come to you, but you are never healed alone. And legions upon legions will receive the gift that you receive when you are healed. Those who are healed become the instruments of healing, nor does time elapse between the instant they are healed and all the grace of healing it is given them to give. What is opposed to God does not exist, and who accepts it not within his mind becomes a haven where the weary can remain to rest. For here is truth bestowed, and here are all illusions brought to truth. Would you not offer shelter to God's will? You but invite yourself to be at home. And can this invitation be refused? Ask the inevitable to occur, and you will never fail. The other choice is but to ask what cannot be to be, and thus cannot succeed. Today we ask that only truth will occupy our minds, that thoughts of healing will this day go forth from what is healed to what must yet be healed, aware that they will both occur as one. We will remember as the hour strikes, our function is to let our minds be healed, that we may carry healing to the world, exchanging curse for blessing, pain for joy, and separation for the peace of God. Is not a minute of the hour worth the giving to receive a gift like this? Is not a little time a small expense to offer for the gift of everything? Yet we must be prepared for such a gift. And so we will begin the day with this and give 10 minutes to these thoughts, with which we will conclude today at night as well. When I am healed, I am not healed alone, and I would share my healing with the world, that sickness may be banished from the mind of God's one Son, who is my only self. Let healing be through you this very day, and as you rest in quiet, be prepared to give as you receive, to hold but what you give, and to receive the word of God to take the place of all the foolish thoughts that ever were imagined. Now we come together to make well all that was sick and offer blessings where there was attack. Nor will we let this function be forgot as every hour of the day slips by, remembering our purpose with this thought. When I am healed, I am not healed alone, and I would bless my brothers, for I would be healed with them as they are healed with me. And that is the end of lesson 137. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. I'm going to move on to Tina Spalding's channelings. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Healing is one of the great mysteries of your world. You have been indoctrined into the physical material beliefs of your scientific method. So healing, in the way it transpires when you practice forgiveness, does not make sense, because in Western medical tradition, the body rules. The body causes dysfunction. It seems to go randomly wrong for no reason and to try to kill you. That is the basis for Western medicine. That the body is the be all and end all. That is why they don't ask you about your feelings. This is why doctors don't ask you about your diet. They go to the effect, which is the body, as the result and deem it the cause. When you look at things correctly, the mind is the cause and the body is the effect. To heal the body, you must heal the mind. It is that simple. That is the truth. That is how it goes. That is why in Western medicine, you merely suppress symptoms with pharmaceutical drugs. You have seen the consequences of it over the past few decades. You have seen a society get sicker and sicker, and the side effects of those drugs have nothing to do with health or healing. You literally poison your bodies. Healing, as described here in this particular lesson, is something that comes from transformation of mind. When you transform your mind, you transform the projector that produces everything you experience as your life. That is really what a miracle is. It is a change of mind. It's a choice to choose love instead of fear that precipitates a seemingly random event outside you to shift and change. It can be all kinds of things outside your immediate realm of effect because you are all connected. The Western medicine model says you are all separate. So it is, in fact, a device of the ego system. It insists that what you do is completely isolated from everybody else and that the body is the creator. That is a materialistic belief, a low 3D belief. Your pharmaceutical industry causes so many deaths because it has nothing to do with healing. True healing always comes from the mind. You must decide that you do not want sickness and what it offers you. You do not want the isolation that sickness offers you. You do not want the pain that sickness offers you. You must become aware that those are things you want when you get sick. These are unconscious desires you must address. Now, most of you would say, oh no, these are not things I want. When I get food poisoning in Mexico, I did not want to suffer. But it that it is a match to some of your beliefs about yourself. It is a match to self-loathing. It is a match to fear. It is a match to self-mutilation or self-abuse in whatever way you participate in it. You find a match somewhere in your frequency. If you look in the mirror and say that you hate yourself, that is a very low frequency. It is the ultimate act of aggression, the ultimate blasphemy, if you will. Many of you in the West believe that you are unlovable or unattractive and therefore valueless. When you have these kinds of thoughts, you create a sick body. You create something to punish yourself with because you do not love yourself. Know that when you heal yourself, you give a great gift to the world and your brothers and sisters, not just you. I am that one that you know is Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. When we are healed, we are not healed alone because the truth is always the truth, and love can only expand and extend itself. And so when we heal ourselves, we open to the possibility of sharing that love. And the more truth we bring in, the more truth we offer to this world. When we are healing ourselves, we are providing forgiveness for ourselves and others within our life. We are changing the way that we look at the world, and we are no longer perceiving attack and defend. And when one person chooses love, they impact everyone else that they are connected with. And that connection is a part of the universal connection, the global connection, if you will. And so the more love that is shared, the higher that frequency, the greater the force to oppose or to heal the low frequency that is vibrating in this world, that is vibrating to this earth. And so as I heal, I join other like minds that are healing, and I offer more healing in that sense. And so if you think about when you hook up speakers in a stadium, if you play one speaker, you're going to hear it a little bit. But if you hook up 2 speakers and 3 speakers, and then you put those speakers all around the room, that volume goes up until it fills the entire room. And so as we heal, we join the vibration of the other healed beings, the other healing beings, and we manifest more and more love on this planet. Once you begin to heal the mind, you can allow the body to be healed and allow it to happen in the appropriate time and space that is allotted here in this world. The healing is not of the time nor the space, but sometimes it's difficult for us to be able to see that. Offer yourself love today. Be willing to heal so that you can take your part in healing all that is. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.